All right, we are back. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Episode 5 of Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. As of the last episode, chat had voted to look to make an alliance with the Kazon, so we're going to stay alert for further Kazon attacks and travel to Sobras to talk to Jal Tursa, who is the Kazon contact that Neelix knows, and we're going to see how that goes. Before we get started, let's just take a quick inventory. Oh, and one of our tasks, one of our goals for this episode will be to upgrade the warp core again, because let's just see what we need for this. Oh, wait, it's here. So to upgrade, we need to have 140 duranium, which we can eventually store, 100 tritanium, which we can also store, and 40 dilithium, which is going to be a matter of finding it. So let's not stress about it until we have the 40 dilithium, but let's definitely try to save up for that, because we want to get that for sure. So short of upgrading the warp core, it's going to be... I don't think that there's anything else that we are... Okay, we didn't get any new trade offers. I haven't always jumped on those immediately. I don't think we want to shut it off, though. I mean, we've got power, so let's not worry about it. That said, yeah, the hull is on full. The hull is on full, and the only other thing that we might do, because it doesn't take dilithium, once we can get one more bioneural gel pack, which I think will be a few days, we'll be able to turn on at least this deck, and that'll probably be the deck that we do. The doctor's working in the biolaboratory, nobody's in sickbay, we're repairing our ruined rooms. Yeah, I feel good about where we are. So, with a tank full of deuterium, let's take a look at the system, and I think that we're going to leave this area. How are we doing on food? We could probably do with some food, I'd say. Yeah, let's grab this food before we go. Okay, and now we've researched Combat Tier 2, and I forgot to mention... Between the last episode and this one, there has been a balance patch, which did two things that... Oops. So, it brought the power of shield generator facilities on the Voyager down a little bit. It made them less potent, nerfed, some might say. And also reduced the weapon recharge rate that Knut gives you. So those were two things that I didn't realize were maybe not so well balanced and was definitely benefiting from. So we'll see how that goes from there. Let's enter the ship and take a look to see if we can now research anything on the combat line, because we do have 107 science. Rotate shield frequencies. Reduces enemy shield penetration by 20%. I like the sound of that. Torpedo shield penetration. Increases torpedo shield penetration. I've fired very few torpedoes and usually only by accident. Increases torpedo damage by 25%. Now that sounds like something that we might want to get ahead of. Disruptor control room would fire a pulse that deals high damage to shields but low damage against hull. Each additional room increases energy threshold by +2 and weapon subsystem health by +20, limited to 4. The only trouble is that this requires additional construction that I don't think that I can afford right now. Increases the fire rate of phasers by 15%. There's some good stuff in here. I think... Increases energy threshold for the propulsion system in combat by +1. I don't have a good sense of what that means. Increases rewards after one combat by 20%. Well, I'll tell you this. Salvage protocols would help us afford every other thing on here. And yet, where's the shield one? Rotate shield frequency. I think we're going to go with this one, because the less our rooms are getting damaged and then needing repair, the less we would need to have extra salvage. So let's go ahead and begin research on that. And that's everything that we wanted to do in the ship. Oh, we didn't get the food yet. We don't need that much food. In fact, we will be full if we get more than, what, 700 or so? So let's aim at this 632. The odds of catastrophic failure are pretty low, and yet we still managed to get there. So the disease was too complex and we failed to find a cure. The Wave team got gravely sick. 5 crew got gravely sick. We are not shy on crew, I don't think, for the time being. So let's not worry about it, and we won't worry about putting, like, the doctor back into the sick bay. let's head out to Sector. And in order to make contact with the Kazon, we need to head over here. It's going to be 10 cycles. I think that we've got everything that we would need to make this voyage. Okay, we've done our rooms. And I just want to make sure that nothing gets vented. Nope, we should be fine. And we should be fine. Okay, that's a lot of duranium and a lot of space. Since shield power got a little bit nerfed, I'm kind of interested in maybe doing some more of those, but we can also work on clearing debris. Why don't we be ready to do this? But we'll just be very careful not to actually pop it if we would go above 150. Really, already? Hold on, I think that we might just hit pause on that. Oh, or I could hit it by accident, and yet it was fine. We didn't suffer from that. All right, let's do another one. Let's enter the ship and not click on it this time. E-pause. Right, because this would get vented, so let's just E-pause it. Good. And are we allowed to reassign the crew while that's paused? Perfect. Yep, we'll just have all the goods packaged up and ready to be picked up as soon as we can fit some duranium someplace. Which could be at any time, because we could take out one of the tritanium cargo bays, or we could just wait for the deuterium. We could take out a deuterium. It doesn't matter. We've got the storage is the point. All right, we're just going to pause that. And then, do we have the... We don't have this yet. Do we know when we'll have it? It's 20 days, but I don't know how far along it is. 2 cycles remaining. So in 2 cycles, we could bring another deck online. On that note then, so what do we want to do on this deck? We have housing. We might need more at some point. I'm kind of inclined to boost up our shield generator ability. Oh, and it's only two units too. I'd kind of rather have our shield generators down here. Maybe we put crew quarters up here and shield generators and such down here. Like, we start moving things around as needed. So let's put crew quarters up here for now. Yeah, we don't need another sick bay. I think we put crew quarters. And yeah, we still have a work team available. I think we start moving our work quarters up here, more into the center of the ship. Hopefully that makes it less likely that people can die, because rooms can be repaired, humans cannot. Well, I guess humans can be repaired, but not if they're killed, is the point. All right, and that actually cleared out our duranium stores nicely, so we will actually clear that, and we are looking good. All right, let's keep trucking. Wow. Okay, we're good. Yep, we'll grab that. That does free up 1 workroom. So if this is ready in 5 cycles, how long does it take to tear this out? Dismantling is 2 turns, so let's wait, and if we take that and take that, and those go up there, pretty quickly we'd want to put in a... I mean, they'd be fine without rooms for a little bit, right? So let's put a shield generator in here now. Or rather, let's dismantle it, and we'll be fine. Yep. Okay, and then otherwise we are in a brand new system here. So let's take a look. This is where the story is. And I feel like we go straight to the story. Yeah, let's head over here. Okay, now, yeah, no, they are already homeless. So I think that we're going to pull that now. And then we will get in a shield generator room right there. And again, we can turn that off when we don't want to have it, and we're still going to be looking out for some deuterium. But yeah, these people are going to have to sleep in the ruined holodeck for a little bit, just until we can get these crew quarters up and running. Oh, and there's our research. Perfect. Okay, so we've got our shield frequencies. We don't have enough science to research anything new, so I think that we just let that idle for a moment. Captain, the away team is ready to meet with Jal Tursa. Let's send them out. Recommended traits Vulcan. Damn it, we left those at home and or packed up in coffins shooting towards stars. Let's see if we can... Well, actually, we don't have anything that we can. So we definitely want to have a lot of phaser power, we can see here. So let's see if we can get B'Elanna Klingon. And then we want to have some medicine power. Harry Kim does science, which we need, and also wrenches, which we don't. We need medicine, galactic knowledge, and science. Well, Cass is all of those, so we're going to send Cass. Knut is phasers and whatever military that is. Joe Carey could go. I'm bummed that I can't think of an excuse to send Harry Kim. Neelix has galactic knowledge and wrench ability, but we don't need wrenches. We've already got her. Knut, regular B'Elanna. B'Elanna Prime has gears and beakers, but we don't need gears. Tom Paris has wrenches, which we do need, and medicine that we do need. All right, let's send Tom. There we go. Captain, Jal Tursa and another Kazon are already here, and they don't look cheerful. How do we approach them? So again, Chad had voted to try to make an alliance with the Kazon, or at least some of the Kazon sects, so that the other ones would back off. It's a weird instinct, given that we've fallen under much more attack from the Vidiians, but maybe part of it is that the Kazon would help us against the Vidiians. Let's talk about restoring peace among the Kazon, tell him what a great ally Voyager would be with their advanced technology, ensure him that Voyager can be a powerful ally. Well, geez, none of these are good. Like, none of these have a high rate of success. This one is the furthest from success. That's 50-50. This is the closest one. Let's ensure him that Voyager can be a powerful ally, which I guess we're going to do with the least diplomatic person that we've ever seen. The away team talks about how Voyager could be a strong ally. Suddenly the team is grabbed by the Kazon. Sacks are pulled over their heads and they are dragged away. Great. That's success, by the way. We walked right into a trap. We're locked up with people who call themselves the Trabe. They don't seem hostile. Well, we don't know anything about Vidiian technology because we didn't get on well with them. Treat the injured Trabe with what you can find, listen to the Trabe's story, and sympathize. I think that they'd rather use the medical care than the, gosh, I feel your pain. Plus, we can potentially get 5 people and 14 science out of this, which would get us back onto the science track. Let's have Kes be very empathetic at them. Oh, we came close. If I'd put Tom on that as well. The team treats the seriously injured among the Trabe. Grateful, they inform the team that reinforcements are on the way. They just have to make it past the guards. Captain, we think the Trabe's plan is currently our best option. Any ideas on how we can best support them? Pick the lock. Take out the guard with a Vulcan neck pinch. If the guards are vulnerable to a Vulcan neck pinch, how about a Klingon neck break? Like, I feel like we could do that as well. Let's have B'Elanna pick the lock, which I like the fact that that is both... Well, it's mostly engineering, isn't it? But she's good at it, so we're going to do it. The away team improvises a primitive lockpick and unlocks the cell door. The way out is clear. And hold on just a second. Hello to Kaz! Kaz, I hope you had a great weekend. Zara's saying the controller is wired. My headset is wireless via USB dongle. I wonder why they don't work in concert then. If the controller's wired, I wouldn't expect them to have any trouble communicating. Markwak liked it when there was a picture of Tuvok during an away mission. Poor Tuvok. They put it in there to remind us of our failure. Can I share? This is not a decision that we had to make. If I had accidentally skipped the Tuvix mission and we did have Tuvok aboard, I probably would have reloaded because I really would have wanted to do that. I really would have wanted to have chat vote on that one, but no, but poor Tuvok is not with us. Czar plugs the controller in, and the dongle stops transmitting. That is so weird. And I assume you've tried like different USB ports and stuff. I don't know, Czar. I couldn't even guess. Kaz has had a great weekend. I hope you had a good one too. Kaz, I got to play a bunch of Crimson Desert. I think that game is aces. Like, I fully get people who say, like, it's not for everyone, it does have an issues, but, man, if you're the person that that's for, and I kind of feel like I am just really enjoying it a great deal. I did not have a chance to read or watch the movie that we wanted to watch or see an episode of The Pit. It's been very busy, actually, but in free time, I was able to get some very fun stuff done. All right, let's continue. Kaz, if you're joining in progress, we're on an away mission where we tried to make friends with the Kazon, and they decided to put us in jail. So, typical Kazon. Let's go forward. We're on our way to the ship, Captain. Trabe in tow. Wait, a Kazon patrol. They're throwing grenades. Okay, so let's have a detailed conversation about what you might want to do. I don't know how I'm going to make this decision for you, but they suck. They're really bad. Throw a grenade back at the Kazon or disable the grenades. Wow, that is a bold strategy, Cotton, and it's not going to work out for us. So let's go and throw the grenade right back at them. This has a high chance of, not a majority chance, but a high chance of failure. Yeah, of course. Slow reflexes cause the grenade to explode close to the away team, and they are severely injured. They barely escape the cave and are beamed aboard Voyager. Okay, she's incapacitated. It does not say dead. The away team and the Trabe are on board, Captain. One of them is literally right here. Welcome, I'm Captain Catherine Janeway, captain of the starship.
The pleasure is all mine, Captain. I'm Mabus, leader of the Trabe. You have our deepest gratitude.
Trabe, huh? Interesting. What Mr. Neelix was actually trying to say is that we're glad... Incoming Kazon vessels, Captain! Power up all weapons and...
Well, that won't be necessary, Captain. Those are my people. Everything the Kazon have, including ships, they stole from us.
Interesting. Why is that?
We share a dark past. When I was a child, the Kazon overthrew their enslavers, us, the Trabe. More precisely, my parents' generation. We've been on the run ever since. We just want to settle down somewhere and open a new chapter for the Trabe.
Empathy or for the Kazon? I don't... Well, I guess what we're talking about is... I would like to have a little bit more granularity about that. The Kazon overthrew their enslavers. I am pro doing that. I'm not even sure that I'm anti then killing the enslavers for a lot of time. But yeah, no, we're going to show empathy for the Kazon. I don't like what they're doing recently, but I get why they wouldn't get along with these dudes. I don't know how I would feel if my people had been oppressed for generations.
It's a wound that runs deep, a wrong that demands correction.
I digress.
I was told you sought an alliance with the Kazon?
Yes, Will, we tried.
We might not be as numerous, but with a little help, we could regain some of our strength and become a valuable ally.
The Trabe were an advanced species before the Kazon uprising. I think they could be valuable allies, Captain. So we could share building material, which we do have. We don't have the food. You can't help them. I don't know who we're saying that to. Ask Neelix what he knows about the uprising. I think asking Neelix is fair. Mr. Neelix, I take it from your reaction earlier that you know more about the Trabe?
everyone knows about the trade, Captain. Great scholars and artists, but no one knew about the Kazon slaves. How come it doesn't seem easy to hide? The trade were rich and powerful. They manipulated information and no one wanted to risk offending them.
So, here's the thing. Whatever happened in the past, we sort of have to focus on what's happening here in the present. If we were willing to make a deal to help the Kazon, and they put bags over our heads and threw us in prison and were presumably going to try to keep the away team as hostages or something, I don't see why it would be inappropriate to now work with the other side. We're not helping them re-enslave the Kazon, we're helping them to help us. So we're going to share the building materials. We can spare some material for your ship's repairs.
Thank you, Captain. That is very generous.
Share more with them. I don't know that I have any more, but if they want, I don't know, Harry Kim, we've got one of those. Actually, there is something else. No, see, we don't have the food. We can't help you anymore. No, I'm just kidding. We have nothing to spare.
I understand, Captain. Freeing us was more than we could have hoped for.
We set out to form an alliance with the Kazon and found you. This could be the course correction we needed. Will you join us?
Together, we would be a force to be reckoned with. Or even something bolder than that? We could ask the Kazon Mages to join us at the bargaining table.
Negotiations?
Yes, bring the factions together, convince them that peace would be in everyone's best interest. My people could finally settle, find a new home.
It might be worth a try. We'll contact the Kazon.
Captain,
I don't have a voice for Knut. He hasn't spoken up prior to this that I remember.
I'm uneasy about the trade. They've been nothing but trouble for my people, and you're giving them a safe haven?
Oh, I absolutely acknowledge his position. By the way, any gold choices get voted on chat. We might have some more of those, some additional votes beyond that. But on the topic of slavery, we're going to acknowledge his position. Or ask for his understanding. No, we're going to acknowledge his position, because I get it. I understand, Knut. The scars they left on the people on your people must run deep, but we are desperate. The trade will offer us a chance for stability in the sector and our survival.
We don't need their help. We are strong. We can fight our own battles.
Strength alone doesn't guarantee survival. This alliance isn't about charity, it's about benefit. Stability benefits everyone, including the Kazon.
I see. Promise me one thing, Captain. Don't let the trade pull the wool over your eyes. They're slippery. We Kazon may be rough, but we're not all like Kala.
I love the fact that Knut gets like a story beat here. Promise to stay open-minded. Make no promise. No, I will not promise not to let them pull the wool over our eyes. We're going to promise to stay open-minded. I promise. I know there's more to the Kazon. I'll approach this alliance with caution. Everyone is judged by their own actions, Kazon and Trabe.
Thank you, Captain.
Okay, let's just see where... Okay, it doesn't look like there's any follow-up to that right now, which is fine. Every time. How do you... It's so weird sometimes with the scrolling on this. So we gave away a lot of our duranium. We did not have enough food to give away. Nothing here screams dilithium that I can see. That's 3 cycles away. We don't need the fuel yet. Let me just check to see, are we still opening up rooms? Oh, and we do have our 3rd bioneural gel pack, so I think it's probably a good idea to open this up or work towards opening this up. Let's get some more duranium. Yes, we're going to want to do some more building stuff. Okay, crew quarters are up. Let's enter the ship. We're going to turn that on. We're going to turn that on. Now, everybody has quarters. Let's turn this... I think we're probably going to unbuild this and then get another shield generator or a phaser bank in there. Aren't phaser banks 4? If they're 4, I think that we might do that. Let's get rid of this room now. We're going to dismantle it. And that put a couple more people into homelessness. So We do have a room. Yeah, I think that we put some more people in here. Oh, we don't have the resources for it. So we'll get there. Don't worry. That we're going to go get some right now. There's our shield generator. Whether or not we... I guess we're going to click on this now. We just want to make sure that we don't exceed our power. Another battery, maybe, but I'd rather see... Let me just remember, if we go to combat, a phaser control room is 4 rooms. Yep. Is there anything else I can have our work crews doing right now? Our hull is full. I don't think there is yet. Yeah, we'll just wait, because hopefully we'll have some duranium in just a second. A small debris field scattered across a wide area. Let's use that shuttle. 108. Oh, plus the dilithium. We very, very much need that. Yes. Okay, we didn't get everything, but what are we trying to get up to? 50 dilithium? Just double check here. $40. Oh, we missed it by 1. Okay, we'll keep looking for dilithium. With the duranium that we just picked up, let's go ahead and... We're still removing that. And, yeah, we don't want to have anybody homeless. Morale is already enough of a problem. We're still pretty good on fuel. We definitely need the food. Okay, that cleared that out. And now we will put in a phaser control room. Yes. Oh, no, we don't have enough still. Okay. We can leave that empty. I think leaving that empty is probably our best bet. We cannot double up on work crews. I think that we could actually turn off 2 of our engineering offices then. Switch off. Switch off. And then we're going to put the one that operates out of engineering can go there and keep working on that. Oh, we're under attack by the Kazon. So our shield generator room is up and running, and we have to select a hero because B'Elanna, I think, is still in the... B'Elanna Klingon is unavailable. We do evasive maneuvers, rousing speech, Maquis maneuver, warp core overload. Carrie hasn't had a chance to do very much yet. Temporarily gain 1 additional energy that can be allocated freely, 20-second cooldown. I feel like I still don't know anything about allocating energy. Instant shield recharge would probably come in handy, especially since the shields are so tough. Yeah, I think that we're going to put in B'Elanna Actual. We'll just try to be careful to only fire number 1 when we really need it.
What are your orders, Captain?
Yeah, so we've got 157 shields on all sides. We'll just keep one eye on that. And this is where you do the energy. Okay. Let's E, offensive, hit him in the weapons.
Attack the front, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
Yeah, I guess before the patch, Canute was a little overly powerful. So I'm watching up at the top left there. Okay, so now that we've got the sort of on the back, if we turn towards starboard, we can hit them in the back. Let's change that to offensive actions against their engines.
Moving to attack the aft, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
Our shields are holding strong against them.
Ability ready, Captain.
I'm going to wait on Harry until Canute's also available.
Enemy shields destroyed, Captain.
Okay, their engines are out. They're probably going to surrender. While we wait, let's go ahead and... They have not penetrated our shields. Let's aim at their, their warp core.
Moving to attack the port side, Captain.
Okay, we gain a mess of deuterium, duranium, and morale went up by 100%. Sorry, it went up by 100 points, not 100%. They did not drop any dilithium for us. Let's check very quickly. Hold on. We're good. Use the shuttle to aid in the search to get more food. We need all of the food that we can get, and that duranium... The only trouble is that if we got max, that would be more than we can carry. So hold on, let's leave for now. Let's go to the ship. Let's repurpose one of our cargo bays, and did any of our existing ships rooms get damaged? Because the hull got a little bit damaged. No. Let's turn the engineering office back on, and we're going to assign these folks to hull repair. And I can't think of any reason not to do both of them. Let's just get that back up, and that'll give us something to do with all of that duranium. Let's go to one of the cargo bays. This one is storing deuterium. Yeah, we're nowhere near that amount. Let's set it to duranium instead. So now we can store up to 200. So as long as we're not picking up more than 100, we're fine. Wait, this is... Yeah, no. This would be fine. And then the food we can absolutely store. So let's use the shuttle. Awesome. And we lost none of it. Okay. Food for everybody. And we got the duranium. So if we could get some more tritanium, and again, we're short on the dilithium. Upgrading the warp core is for sure, I think, a high priority. Anything that we get from here would be expended. So let's go. Let's check out this Kazon carrier. Okay, nobody is homeless anymore. We could leave this space available until we know what we need. Can we start on that phaser control room? We sure can. Now, I did not look. Do we know how much I really should have looked? How much power does the phaser control room... Like, can we afford to have it on? 9 power. We can. Perfect. And then let's just check, because I think we might want to move the doctor. Yeah, look, these guys are gravely sick. I think that we're going to move doctor back to sickbay. He will not only make them feel better and heal their wounds, but he'll make them want to leave sickbay more quickly. An abandoned ship adrift in space, powered down but structurally sound with sealed storage compartments. We are completely out of tritanium. I think that we go for the maximum amount, even if there's a little bit more of a downside. We're more likely to succeed. Fucking hell! The shuttle crashed into the abandoned vessel. I want the name of the crewman. No, actually I don't. Well, I still do, but three people died. Oh my god. What does it take to build a shuttle? How? We found a derelict ship. It was unpowered. How did you smash into it? We need some better versioning control on our crew members here. We need to have basic flight reminders. So what does it take for a shuttle? We're gonna have to spend some dilithium on it. That's still okay, I guess, because we were never gonna find +1 dilithium, right? It would be at least +3. So let's build the shuttle. That's outrageous. Smash the... It's like, it's worse than hitting a parked car, because you'd hit a parked car because you're driving down the road and maybe you don't pay attention or you somehow don't see it, you get distracted by something. Here, the mission was to drive to the parked car. You're actively looking for it. How did you... It's fine. Oh, I'm mad about that. We still have a lot of deuterium, but I feel like we're unlikely to get more than, say, 1,000. So let's go over here. A debris field. Consists of starships very recently destroyed. Well, again, we're not desperate, so let's quickly beam aboard whatever seems right. And then shall we go to the Class L planet? Yeah, we can store 200 duranium. There's our phaser control room. So that's going to take up 5 people, and here's the good news. We still have a lot of crew, even accounting for the people that died. Oh my god, can you imagine? The pilot of that shuttlecraft, or whoever caused it to... Because maybe somebody, like, poured coffee into the control panel or something. Kind of an achievement, given the fact that they don't have any place for the liquid to go. Yeah, we've actually gotten farther away from building this room. I could have turned the emergency quarters back on rather than having to sleep in the halls. Darn it, I forgot. There's some good shield generators now. Do we have anybody that we could put in here as well? Oh, I guess Balana is or will be working someplace. Chakotay could go in there. What is he doing these days? Oh, he's in a shield generator? I like having him in the shield generator. Let's dial back on that. I'd rather have the heroes spread out a little bit. I don't want to have them all doing the same thing. A Class L planet. The atmosphere is breathable. Scans indicate valuable resources inside the ground. I think I'd rather have light green than definite yellow. We're going to send a mining team, that means. Boy, we are rolling ones tonight. 5 crew got severely injured. How many people can you fit per sickbay? 14 days. Okay. Somehow Kalis Tevek got severely injured twice. I would like to have words with his bones. Maybe for whatever species that is, most likely Kazon. Maybe that's like Ted Jones. Like, it's just an incredibly common name. Well, here's the good news. We have plenty of deuterium, we have sufficient energy, good battery power. We really, really, really need some tritanium. I can't believe that I struck out every single time. This is 10 days away, but going over here, I'll tell you what, let's try to get some food off the Class L planet. Okay, a new trade offer has been received. Let's take a look to see what it is, because I would be willing to trade almost anything for like 3 dilithium, even if we can't use it right now. Distress signal from the isolated outpost on a moon, hemorrhagic fever. We could get a whole mess of food if we beam them directly to our sick bay. I don't know where they're going to find any beds. Those are all filled up by telectomores, but let's go for it. I don't know. We've been hitting so poorly lately. I think we're going to send the medical away team down to them. Okay, so that improved our morale, and we did get some food. Better than we were likely to get elsewhere. Deuterium, we're still okay on. Duranium, I think that we could definitely use some more, and then we're going to hit this tritanium. By the way, like, stay alert for future attacks. Maintain morale to prevent 35 crew from leaving. Well, we're doing an okay job on that. Travel back to Soberus. Wait, travel back to Soberus. I thought, where is that? They're ready for us now. Where specifically? Over here? Yeah, so we're going to go there by way of Class Y planet, and then Tritanium City. Gambling problem. Captain, there's a matter that needs your attention. A number of crew members have been participating in some sort of gambling ring, wagering their replicator rations. It began as a harmless distraction, but the pot's grown quite large. Wow, nobody gambled that a shuttle was going to ram into the side of an abandoned craft, did they? The pot remained open after that one. The crew sees no harm in it, and morale certainly improved, but the final call is yours. Well, if there's no problem, why do I care? We can just shut it down later. Confiscate the pot of replicator rations? No. What? Confiscate the plot? Sorry, the pot. That... Okay, like, it is a military craft. You wanted to send a message, but this would be devastating for morale. And among other things, we want to keep it up in general, but especially since 35 people will leave unless we prove to them that we're not ogres. So we're going to let them continue. Morale plus 400. Look at that. Resource reserves on a surface of Class Y planet, but we need to be careful. The atmosphere is extremely toxic and hazardous to the ship and crew. Just being in its vicinity is dangerous due to possible thermionic radiation discharges. We have a single option here. Oh, I haven't even looked at upgrading the shield generator. You would think that with all of the attention that I put into upgrading the warp core, I would look at the other rooms as well, but it just never occurs to me. Let's deploy collector probes for safer, though less efficient collection. While we're thinking of it then, hold on, how about the room that Chakotay works in? If we wanted to upgrade that, we would need 45 tritanium, and if we wanted to do the phaser control room, again, 45 tritanium, so, or whatever, tritanium. Well, sometimes there's, like, additional stuff. There's a scanner technology, oh, and we should research something, by the way, that shows you the resources before you go, and I'm very suddenly now understanding why you would want that, because although it shows duranium, tritanium, whatever, sometimes there's secondary things that you can also get. Science. Management. No. Research. That said, salvage protocols, because we're entering into sectors where we're coming under attack from Vidiians and Kazon, and getting better stuff after all of that is one way to keep us topped off. Yeah, combat is always expensive. This makes it less expensive. It's similar to building the hydroponics bay. Let's begin research. Speaking of, can we upgrade this as well? We're missing the technology. Oh, wait, do we have the technology to even do this? No, we don't. Yeah, see, here I am budgeting for it, and we don't actually have that ability. Maybe I should have looked to research that, but whatever. The thing that we're researching is going to get us more resources. Traces of metal on the planet's surface. There's an old structure nearby, and the decay suggests it's been abandoned for quite some time. We could salvage the structure. If we do this, we're guaranteed to get yellow. If we do this, we're probably getting yellow or green. I think that we're going to roll the dice on sending a salvage team to retrieve all useful metals, including any from the structure itself. The guy that flew the shuttle pod into the side of a building has died. I feel like that would have taught a lesson to everybody. Be careful. Okay, well, they were kind of careful. We recovered a medium amount of resources, but the structure proved to be unstable. We had to abandon the structure in a rush while it started collapsing. Some of our crew sustained minor injuries. 4 crew got injured. Can we just check sickbay? How are we doing? This has been injury central. Okay. Just 1 week, huh? Yeah, and everybody else has gotten better while we've been flying around. All right, so, and by the way, actually, sorry, I should have called it out. Single sickbay can house 5 people, so that's where that is. Kaz was asking, are the crew all wearing red? So many injuries and deaths. Yeah, it's I guess there's a reason why their morale is sinking, and it doesn't have anything to do with our decisions, because we're doing great. It's the crew that is the problem. By the way, our hull is completely repaired. Is there anything that we should... I mean, I'll tell you what, absent other information, we should have cargo bays. Because the more cargo bays you have, the more flexible you are for every other thing that you want to do. Because we finished repairing the hull. So let's go to the engineering office. We will unassign from hull repair. We will unassign from hull repair. And then we will... There's also something to be said for, like, putting your engineering bays, like, closer together, but whatever. Let's go here, and we will do... cargo bay. Yeah, let's do 2 cargo bays. If we can afford it. Alright, so in 4 days we'll have more storage for something, and we'll figure out what we want. Also, in combat, your cargo bays can get damaged, and as far as I know, that vaporizes everything in there. So the more cargo bays you have, like, the less you will lose, because presumably you would lose whatever was beyond your capacity when the cargo bay gets damaged, if that makes sense. So let's... It's probably not going to be like 76 duranium here, right? And we are getting to the point where we want to stop for fuel. Yeah, if we're going to go over here, let's hit the planets on the way. Shoot a thermal beam, launch a torpedo. Look at that, 94. Yeah. So we'll lose a little bit, which we don't need to if we do this one. I don't like that amount of red. I think that we're going to shoot the thermal beam. The downside is lower to shoot the thermal beam and melt some ice. Yeah, I'll take the 47. And 4 crew got injured. God damn. We need to have, like, some sort of a seminar. Oh, I didn't even... I think I had intended to go here. Yeah, we're definitely going to go here. Okay, our cargo bays are up and running. Let's choose what they're going to be. Because I think they default to deuterium, which is not a bad default. But let's switch one... What's our lowest amount? Yeah, let's set one to titanium, and let's set one to duranium. Because we're nowhere near... Now we're nowhere near the limits on any of them. And that, again, gives our work crews nothing urgent to do, so I think that we just turn them off for right now. Nope, darn it. Oh, I hope we didn't lose anything. Although, no, we were nowhere near the limit. Gotta be careful about that. I don't know what happens if, like, you turn off all your cargo bays. I assume that the ensigns just jettison everything that was stored in there. I gotta say, if I was a game developer, I might want to have a confirm button on the, are you sure you want to destroy all of your emergency rations? Mark Rock is saying, Starfleet workspace also, health and safety is going to want to have a strong word with Janeway. Yeah, no kidding. Like, we need these people to have more caffeine, more sleep, more attentiveness. I don't know if there's some sort of weird fight club happening where everybody's pretending to get injured when they were actually just having, like, slugfests in the back room, but we need to get these people out of sickbay. Scan the station for leftover resources. I'm going to say that given, like, this is a lot more risk for not very much more benefit. And I know that tritanium is more rare, but we're just going to scan the system. I do not understand how this has such a high chance of, like, a bad thing. Okay, we got 45. Look in the windows. Oh, you cut your eye on shards of glass somehow. Okay, let's stop by the... Well, hold on. We probably want to go to the Kazon Raider. Class D planet. We're doing okay. Let's see if we can top off on deuterium, and then we're going to go over there. Sergeant Dingo Pants, I hope you're having a great weekend. And thank you very much for the watch streak. A debris field. Risk ambush, I don't think is that much of a risk. But the shuttle just has a higher chance of success. I'm so glad that we got... For everything that I haven't done, getting a shuttle bay up and running was a good thing. Okay, that is lots of gas. Lots of gas. And I think if we fly over here, whatever we expend on the way, let's just see if it's not more than 500. Or, no, you know what? Let's just go directly to the mission. Salvage protocols. Everything gets very quiet when this comes up. Let's enter the ship. So now we get more stuff off of combat. We cannot afford to research anything. Let's very briefly take a look. Shuttle bay level 2. I wonder if that would help out. I mean, I don't think anything wouldn't help out. Oh, you could... I forgot to check the trade thing. The trade offer. See the amount of resources at a point of interest. Yeah, this is not my top priority, but I'm starting to get the sense of why you would want to go there. Because if you can see not only what its primary payout is, but where, oh, there's going to be dilithium over there. I feel like that would be really helpful. I don't know if that deal is still available. Trade duration 20. So we would give 20 deuterium in exchange for 80 tritanium, which we cannot currently store, but we could probably get there. I mean, there's another Talaxian right there. 1,000 is a lot. But we could switch over one of the cargo bays from Duranium. Okay. Wait, I didn't mean to... Hold on. So we want to switch from Duranium? No. Yes. I'm just double checking. Yes, this is safe to do. So we do that. And now we can store that. This is a lot of deuterium, but I think that we should do it. Okay, I guess it's happening over the next 20 days. Okay, we'll let it go. Captain, we reach our destination. Orders? Good luck, Mabus. Oh, Mabus is the Trabe guy. I wasn't paying very much attention to his name. We'll keep you safe here on out.
Thank you, Captain. I think this is the beginning of a great alliance.
Ensign Kim, hail Kala.
Ah, Captain. We seem destined to encounter each other.
Maj Kala, we hope with this will lead to a new climate of peace.
Maj Kala, we're grateful you agreed to meet. I hope we'll come to terms.
Terms? Forgive me if I'm skeptical about negotiating with slavers.
So we could appeal to the Kazon aspirations and offer hope, acknowledge concerns and stress the need for peace, point out that fear is holding him back. I think this one's a vote. I think we put this one up for vote. All right, we will acknowledge his concerns and stress the need for peace. I understand your hesitation, but the cycle of violence benefits no one. Peace is the only way forward.
The Trabe always prospered at our expense. What's changed?
The Trabe have learned from their mistakes. We seek a future built on cooperation.
We let down our guard and let the Trabe conquer us again?
We're hardly a threat, Majkala. We're scattered, desperate. All we ask for is a chance to find a new home.
Acknowledge past wrongs, emphasize change, focus on the present and future needs of the Trabe, dismiss the past, focus on present Trabe weakness. Well, I think that this is clearly another vote, because we already voted on the previous one. So this vote was much more decisive. The vote is to acknowledge past wrongs and emphasize change. The Trabe were unjust, but they seek change. Can we offer them a chance to prove that?
Actions speak louder than words. The Trabe must earn our trust.
Captain, we must be careful not to dwell on the past. It could undermine our efforts towards peace.
This union with the Trabe seems like an effort to force us to capitulate. If so, it is doomed to failure.
Appear to shared values and common goals, reiterate your commitment to peace, or challenge Kulla's leadership and judgment. And another very commanding vote, appeal to values. Appeal to shared values and common goals. Maj Kulla, even former enemies can find common ground. We're here to facilitate that.
Fine words, but the trade must prove them to be true. Threat level -1.
Maj Kulla, allow me to withdraw and confer with my Federation colleagues.
You're allying yourselves to the greatest villains this quadrant has ever known. Captain, if...
As Kulla speaks, the transmission abruptly ends. Bridge consoles erupt in a chorus of alarms, their flashing lights painting the bridge in a red glow. Janeway's eyes narrow. What just happened? The Kazon and the tribe opened fire on each other, Captain. Beam Mabus out immediately. I can't get a lock on him, Captain. The situation is escalating. I suggest immediate retreat. So this is a golden choice. Golden choices are always votes. Side with the Trabe, side with the Kazon, pick no side and flee. Yes, the vote is to flee. So we're going to pick no side and flee. This battle's been brewing for generations. Let it boil. Get us out of here. Kulla is hailing us. I hope he has a good explanation for all of this on screen.
How dare you, woman! Taking advantage of our goodwill to lure us into a trap?
Proclaim your innocence, admit you had no idea what happened, accuse the Kazon, doubt the Trabe. Okay, chat has voted to admit that we have no idea what happened. I promise you, Kulla, I haven't the slightest idea what just happened.
This is what you get when you ally yourself with slavers. You're an utter fool, Janeway. Slavers never change, and now we need to hunt them down for good. Your actions will have serious consequences, I promise you. And tell Knut that he's always been a weakling, but this kind of wretchedness, he runs off with Starfleet rats and then helps the Trabe wipe us out. He disgusts me.
I forget his voice already.
Captain, we should have defended my people, or at least tried to stop the fighting.
Sometimes the hardest choice is to walk away. Getting involved in that fight would have only caused more harm, Knut.
A trade vessel is hailing, Captain.
Have you gone mad? We were supposed to be allies, Captain.
Confront him, reconsider if we should have intervened in the fight, or wonder about Kazon's motives. Okay, the vote is in. We are going to confront him. Save it, Mabus. Tell me, did you use us to get all the Kazon Mages on a silver platter? Curse you and your doubts. No, I don't remember his name. His voice. All we wanted was to proclaim a new planet and live in peace. Now we have to hide and flee again. The Trabe won't forget your interference, Captain. You'll pay for this.
Captain, we've enraged the Kazon and made enemies of the Trabe. I'll check on the crew. This could end in catastrophe. Good news, Captain. Despite everything, all 35 have chosen to stay. Seems our efforts have paid off. A testament to their resilience and to our teamwork, wouldn't you say, Commander?
Morale went up. Well, we've done nothing but piss off everybody. Lives were lost and injuries had. Morale, great job, everyone. We're passing out the champagne. Helm, get us back on course. Take us home. Congratulations, you completed the main mission Alliances. You can now move on to the next sector or remain in this one if you want to explore some more. So I don't think that we are experiencing any profound morale loss yet from homesickness. So I'm just very mindful that I don't know what happens beyond what might happen in the show. However, I've heard a lot of people, like, the further they go, like, it gets very challenging. So I do want to make sure that we're in a good position, and among other things, we could really use some deuterium. So we're going to hang out, and maybe there'll be some more stories in these adjacent star systems that we can interact with. Yeah, I think that we're going to keep a safe distance from the unidentified vessel requesting assistance and see if we can just get some deuterium. Yeah, it's like 55% that we're going to have something good happen. Let's keep a safe distance. At this point, there could be Kazon or Canuts or what are the Trabes on board. Okay. If we tool around in here, I do think that we're going to... No, we'll be fine. Space station, yeah. I don't want to go over there, but let's definitely go up here. Okay, a space station. Let's... Oof. Someday we'll have a higher tier engineering office. Let's scan the station for any left resources. Okay, cool. We have lots of fuel. Okay. We've been in much worse situations. Do we have enough to turn this on? So we do. And the only other thing is that when we turn this on, this, like, powering this deck, and I guess we don't have to leave it on. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and repair it. I really want to get this upgrade before the end of the stream. Sorry, I keep not doing that. 100 and 140. Oh, wait, where did we get the dilithium? Oops. I would have done this. Okay, no worries. Let's go find some duranium and tritanium. I would have prioritized that. I did not process that we got more dilithium at some point. Let's look at the sector. I think that we have 2 stations that we haven't done yet. Let's scan. Yeah, we haven't been here. Hold on, let me go back to sector. And this has a whole bunch of stuff, including some Talaxians that I feel like we'd get along with pretty well. That's 5 cycles. That's 11 cycles. We're going to go to the closer one. Okay, yep, we're going to start taking some hull damage, and the Kazons are right on us, so I like our crew here, although I did like, yeah, Balana Klingon a little bit more.
What are your orders, Captain?
Let's target their shield generator, since we've got a clear view on their front.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
Okay, now we've got a better shot on their warp core.
Move ability ready, Captain. Enemy shields destroyed, Captain.
Oh, that went very well for us. And thanks to our salvage protocols, we got more stuff, including that science, which is great. What are we hearing about? Oh, we've got a call. Captain, I'm receiving a distress signal from an unknown vessel. We can follow the distress signal, scan to see if the ship is in combat. I think that that's probably a safe thing to do. Scan for life signs. Let's scan for the life signs first. How many life signs are aboard? Are they injured? Only one, Captain. Very faint. Let's scan to see if they're currently being attacked. Check whether they're in combat. If we stumble into a feud, at least we shouldn't do it blindly. I'm only detecting one ship signature. It's heavily damaged, no movement, no weapons. Well, let's follow the distress signal. Helm, take us the coordinates of the transmission. Cool, okay. So, let's do some scanning. And just be mindful about that asteroid field. It's going to start chewing away at the hull. We've already taken some damage. And people are very unhappy about the food that they've gotten. So food would be a priority, except it's way on the other side of the system. So, hold on. Let's go to the ship. Let's hand out premium replicator rations. Yeah, which puts some stress on our deuterium supplies, but such is life. Let's go get some more deuterium then. A small trade vessel has been attacked and cornered in an asteroid field by a group of Kazon ships. The trade hail us, offering to give us all the resources they have on board if we help them. Intimidate the Kazon so they leave the trade ship alone has a very likely upside. And this would give us almost 1,000 deuterium, which is about what we could store. Plus a whole mess of tritanium as well. Yeah, we've got a good combat power. Let's do it. Okay, so we maxed out, but we only lost 6, and we got everything. The Kazon got scared and fled. As a thank you, the trade vessel gave us a great gift. 200 morale. Plus we got a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay, well, that's going to keep everybody in replicator rations for a while. Oh, and, like, technically, wait, why are we... Who's eating the 6 food? Is that just Neelix? We just let it... maybe that's the amount that rots if you don't, like, eat it or whatever. Shipwreck? Yeah, we don't need any more deuterium. We're good on that. We could definitely go for some more duranium, and let's see about the trading station. Also, did that deal go through? I haven't really done a lot of the 6 cycles remaining. I wonder what happens if we leave the sector before this is done, if that, like, continues on. Oh, and then the new trade order that came in would be for 1,000 food in exchange for 1,000 deuterium, but we couldn't afford that anyway. Oh. So this is, like, they are... It is a distress signal. Yeah, let's go over here. Okay. Our brand new deck is ready to turn on. Okay, we are almost at capacity, but that's with everything on, which we'd normally like to keep it on. This also... So now we can start turning on the holodeck, which, narratively, I don't like holodeck episodes, but... if it would help out with our morale, I feel like that'd be pretty good. So, if we wanted to repair this... yeah, we can afford this. Okay, let's turn on the holodeck. Captain, we've reached our orders. Our destination. As Voyager draws closer to the distress signal coordinates, a damaged ship drifts into view. One lone critical life sign still flickers within. The person's barely clinging to life. We must act immediately. Why did we come over here, Janeway? Beam them directly to sickbay. So far, they requested help. They're not under attack. It's one person, and they're barely clinging to life. I do not know what the nature of the trap would be. Let's beam them directly to sickbay. Have them transported directly to sickbay. But Captain, we don't know who's in there or what. We'll take the necessary safety measures, but I won't ignore a cry for help. Wait until the doctor has completed his examination of the patient. Okay, we've got plenty of cool stuff to do. Especially since we need some duranium rather urgently. Class G planet, where we can do nothing at all. Now, wait, why can't we send a mining team? Oh, hold on, we just need to turn on one of our engineering offices. Also, we don't have everything on then. Well, now we're on battery power. See, this is why we want to upgrade the warp core. Is there something that we could turn off? It's not urgent because we do have battery power, but at the same time... I think we just be on battery power for a little bit. Okay, now we can send the mining team. And yes, we'll get some dilithium, I hope. So somebody died, and 5 crew got severely injured. So the doctor's not going to be able to really focus in on the person that we beamed aboard. Casabella asked, wasn't the entire series of Enterprise a holodeck simulation? Apparently, I choose to believe that it was just within that last episode. But yeah, no, that's been a topic of a lot of conversation, and when like well-deserved conversation too. I don't see the benefit of like it takes duranium to heal the hull. Let's go this way because there's so much more stuff up here, including the food. Okay, the holodeck offers the crew a much-needed escape from the rigors of space travel, using advanced technology to create fully immersive worlds for entertainment and training. So it's going to be plus 20 morale, but look at the power draw. Like, we have to turn it off right now. Captain, a good number of the crew have formally asked about shore leave. You know, with all the relentless stress on our journey, a little break from duty is just absolutely vital for keeping everyone's spirits up and their heads clear. So we could allow 20 crew, which we can't allow, to go on shore leave. Allow 10 crew to go on shore leave. Not now, we have more pressing matters. God, I honestly don't think that we can. I think that we're short-staffed. I don't want to be like a terrible person, but yeah, morale negative 200. So let's just pause this because we just cannot turn on negative 25 power. Yeah. We'll have to head off to the next sector pretty soon. Let's see if we can get what we wanted, what we came here for. We're dead on duranium. I think that we use a precise phaser beam to mine resources from the cooling crust of this geoplastic planet. Oh, we got maximum. The gamble paid off. Casabella remembers being angry about the end of Enterprise. I mean, well, Casabella, like, the people that made Enterprise were mad about the end of Enterprise. Like the actual actors and crew. We were watching the documentary series, The Center Seat, and I think it was Rick Berman. I think it was... No. It wasn't Rick Berman. It was the other guy. And I'm so sorry that I'm just forgetting his name. But he said that was the first time, and maybe the only time, that he can remember Scott Bakula like really being angry at him personally, was the ending of Enterprise. Interesting choice. And Brandon Braga, that's who it was. So it was Rick Berman and Brandon Braga, and I think it was Brandon Braga said that. And what they were doing from a writing standpoint was, this was the end of this era of Enterprise that had started with Next Generation and then continued with Deep Space Nine and then Voyager and then Enterprise, and there'd sort of been a succession of handoffs with a lot of the same creative minds at the helm going through all of these different series, and Enterprise was going to put the franchise on hiatus for question mark number of years. So they wrote the end of Enterprise to be sort of a send-off to this entire era, and really dramatically missed the mark on what was appropriate for the people and the crew. Like, Enterprise's finale became a B-side story in a random episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and it was a bad idea. Okay, the trading outpost is broadcasting a subspace message advertising their wares. Should we trade with them? So we trade 600 deuterium for duranium. That's not a bad call at all. Or the dilithium. We're gonna do the dilithium. We trade duranium for dilithium, for sure. Yes. Yep, dilithium is very difficult to come by, and the next warp core upgrade is not going to be the last one that we do, so we're going to do this, which immediately drains our duranium reserves again, but so be it. Let's go get some food. The world of this Class P planet is largely glaciated, but our sensors have discovered animal life that could be used as a food source. Analyze the animals before hunting in the biolaboratory. I think that's a good call. Yes, let's analyze the animals. We got 1,000 food off of that. Oh, finally things are coming up Janeway. Let's check the communicator, or the mission. Janeway to sickbay. Tell me about our patient. In sickbay, the doctor's tricorder hums over an unconscious woman. Her skin is a grotesque mosaic, as if decay has already begun its work while she still breathes. Her life signs are a mere whisper, critically close to fading entirely. Fascinating. Her epidermal tissue is in an advanced state of decay, a perplexing condition. I've identified 2 distinct pathogens afflicting her. I can't say yet which is responsible for the dermal degeneration, but I am confident I can eradicate at least one of them. However, it is highly contagious and could endanger the crew. So we can start treating her. It's too dangerous. Help her pass away peacefully. No, I mean, we already went to this, like, it was a Vidiian ship. We know what's up with them, or actually, I don't know if this crew knows what's up with them, because so far we mostly just kill Vidiians on sight, but we went to all of this trouble. Let's start treating her. I suggest starting right away, Doctor. The sooner she's cured, the less of a threat she'll be. Of course, Captain. And also, while I have you, I've located an extremely complex bioneural implant in her brain. It's essentially a cortical stimulator, storing her synaptic patterns. We could transfer them to a holobuffer, then create a holographic body. Her preserved consciousness could help us find a cure. Consider it done, Doctor. Synaptic pattern transfer to the holobuffers in the science laboratory, which actually we could be researching something, but now I'm glad that we're not. Let's research synaptic transfer patterns. So that's going to be 8 days. We need crew. Like, we're actually... We are full up on crew. Yeah, 0 of 97 are idling. In fact, I don't know if all of our facilities are actually working. Does it say? We have so many injuries. Trade complete. So I assume they already took away the 1,000 of that, but can we take this on board? We can. Perfect. Okay. So I don't want to switch that off right now. So now we've got a lot of this. If we have enough duranium, so the goal is so we need 140 duranium. And more crew and more food. Okay, more crew is more mouths to feed, so let's go get the Class Y planet first. Resource reserves on the surface of the Class Y planet, thermionic radiation. Let's deploy collector probes. Okay, and we got some dilithium, which is fantastic. Not enough to do this. So, by the way, what is eating the duranium? It's something that we care about, and it's not just hull repair. Or hull repair at all, now that I think about it. Yeah, actually, I think that we have to put the work crews on the hull repair. But something is eating duranium. Does it tell us what it is? Yeah, actually, I think that we should turn off the workshop for now. We'll recharge the batteries and free up some work crews. Okay, yeah, let's recharge the batteries for a day, and then we'll actually, hold on, what are you guys doing? Oh, it's assigned to hull repair. Yeah, that's good. And then the other one that's like available, how much is this in power if we turn it back on? This would take us back down to -1. I think it's probably a good idea. And then we'll assign these guys to hull repair as well, which is going to eat into our duranium, but I mean, otherwise we've got holes in the ship, so it seems like a good idea. Oh, we got that. So, food. How are we doing on duranium? Deuterium, rather? We could probably get in some deuterium. We've detected a distress signal from an escape pod with multiple life signs. Risk beaming them aboard and letting them join our crew. Beam them aboard and let them go at the next opportunity. Offer to send them home with a shuttle. Well, but I think that we want to offer them the chance to join the crew because we're at max capacity right now in terms of like rooms and such. Okay, 6 crew joined Voyager and they brought their morale with them. Okay, excellent. Food. Then again, the repair station. The repair station could solve all of this depending on what they want in trade. Let's go to the repair station first, and maybe, like, we give them a whole mess of food. Okay, so now we can craft the synaptic pattern transfer to hollow buffers. Let's enter the ship, and that does mean that we turn the workshop back on. Joe Carey's still working here. We're going to spend some deuterium on a holographic body, which is going to take 5 days. Mark Rock is saying, yeah, it looks like you gained a work crew. Yeah, so there's one that works... There's one that's generated in-house inside of main engineering, which I think that they can only work inside the ship. And then the engineering offices you can assign to work on the hull. So that's why I turned those on specifically. The extra one, I don't... Well, no, we could put them to work on this room, for example, which would get us a whole mess of debris now that I can think of it. So I should have done that a while back. Okay, so we're making the holographic body. We're still on negative power, but like we can support it for now. And actually, I think that's it for here. A small automated repair station. There's no life forms on board, but it is capable of performing repairs to the hull. So we could feed it some tritanium for 100 points. That's a good trade. Not the binaural gel packs. Those are too rare. But the tritanium, yes. We'll do that one time. I don't know if you can do it multiple times. Just out of curiosity, can you do it multiple times? No, it's one and done. I do not regret the decision. That's what it was. We're not eating any of the food, or sorry, we're eating the food very slowly. Let's go back on normal food rations. And since we're here next to the planet, we're going to see if we can maybe top off the food supply. So every one of this is more than we can actually store. So let's see how much, let's get 1,000 more food storage if we can. Oh yeah, we can do that very easily. We're going to change over 1 deuterium and 1 duranium. Okay, we'll do 1 of these and 1 duranium. Perfect. Okay, so now we have plenty of storage for the food. Let's go back to the system. A large, seemingly abandoned space station. We could afford to take a big swing, but my big swings have not been going well. Let's use the knowledge of cultivating food to harvest more food. Oh, did we already upgrade the hydroponics bay? I didn't actually remember doing that. Also, hopefully, we can get some good duranium out of this as well. Just don't be red. Okay, I will take yellow over red for sure. Okay, more food for us. And then if we could get maximum duranium, that would be great, because we really want to upgrade the warp core. Traces of metal on the surface. Send a salvage team. Let's send the salvage team. Okay. I mean, it was going to be yellow if we went with the first one anyway. 4 crew got injured. Maybe they can get better while we build that holographic body. Think for 1 second. Again, what do we need? 140 of this? Yes, we have everything else that we need. So it's just getting up to the 140. So now the question is, do we want to go up here and get some more deuterium? And the answer is yes, because we're at half capacity now. And the ruined room, and we might get it right now. Let's enter the ship. Okay, Chakotay says the crew is getting antsy because we spent too much time in the sector. And we can clear the ruined room. Not quite 140. Yes, Doctor. Okay, Doctor. Her synaptic patterns are loaded and stable on the holo buffer. Time to get this hologram activated. Let's go! In sickbay, a hologram version of the unconscious woman materializes, but this form isn't ravaged by the grotesque affliction. Instead, she's healthy and exceptionally beautiful, as she would appear without the disease. The Doctor has clearly taken the liberty of going the extra mile. What? Where am I? What happened? Look. Is that me? You're aboard the USS Voyager. I'm Captain Catherine Janeway, who responded to your distress signal. To answer your second question, yes, we transferred your consciousness into a holographic body in hopes you could help me find a cure for your illness. You're a doctor as well. I'm Dr. Dinara Pell of the Vidiian Society. And you? I'm just the doctor. A doctor with no name. Mysterious. I like that. Allow the flirting to continue or disrupt the flirting. Oh, we have to vote for flirting. Chat's vote is in, and we voted to allow the flirting to continue. I've found that a name can be limiting. Titles, however, tend to command attention. Oh, I see. Modest and enigmatic. You're going to make this collaboration very distracting, aren't you? Well, I assure you, my focus is entirely on your treatment. So, Dr. Pell. My crew's safety is at stake. Can you help us find a cure for your disease or not? Yes, of course. I don't know if you're familiar with the phage disease. Never heard of it. For anybody picking up in progress, in our version of Voyager, we've never spoken with Vidiians. We've only ever vaporized them on sight because they stole Tuvok's lungs and he died from it. So every time we've seen them, it's only been phasers. This is brand new to our crew. The phage is a disease that afflicts the Vidiian people over 2,000 years ago. It consumes our bodies and eats us up alive. The Vidiians had to resort to harvesting organs from other species, dead or alive, just so they could live another day. But you don't have to worry. I don't agree with organ harvesting. I find it unethical. Your ethics are noted. However, this phage appears highly contagious. Is there truly a chance for a cure? Don't worry. The phage isn't contagious to others outside the Vidiian people. My disease we're trying to cure is something else, but closely related to the phage. I believe with the help of your doctor, we could find a cure together. I'd be happy to assist in any way I can. Mi sickbay et su sickbay. Oh, I'm flattered. I look forward to working with you. I'm starting to think it might not be the best idea to leave the two of you alone. Oh, don't worry, Captain. They're not alone. Our sickbay is packed morning, noon, and night. We have so many visitors to our sickbay. Captain, I assure you I am entirely professional, even if the patient has been, admittedly, quite engaging. Well then, I'll be on the bridge if you need anything. Actually, Captain, to save time, it would be beneficial to have the right antibodies as a base. Would it be possible to get a genetic sample of every species on Voyager? Is it possible to create a cure without involving them? This disease is highly contagious. I'm reluctant to expose them unnecessarily. In theory, yes, though it would take longer to create the cure. I don't understand why it would be difficult to take the genetic samples. They don't have to rub up against her. They just cotton swab out of their mouth. Yeah, we're going to let her take the genetic samples. I'll inform the crew to stop by sickbay. Anything to get this cure created as fast as possible. Captain, the crew compatibility test is done. We have a direct hit. Lieutenant Torres's unique Klingon physiology contains the ideal antibodies. This will considerably shorten the crew's development time. The cure's development time. We initiate the process now. But, like, which one? Because we have 2 of those. Okay, develop Dinara's cure in the science lab. Well, we're not doing anything else there, so we're gonna start that. I guess 11 days is the abridged version. And that might be what we have time for. Let's see if we can get a little bit more deuterium. We've detected a massive deuterium level in the atmosphere of this Class J gas giant. Atmosphere conditions are harsh, but we can send our shuttle in, and the chance of good success is... yeah, we don't need the fuel so terribly that we're going to take a big risk. Three crew died. We lost a shuttle. Morale is down 180 points. Look at that. I request a replay. I want to see the tape. God damn it. We're never going to upgrade the warp core. Oh, we came so close. Well, we got to build another shuttle. So we can definitely afford the dilithium because we only need 40 to upgrade the warp core. It's going to take 12 days and God, okay, fine. Build the standard shuttle. I cannot believe it. 2 shuttles in 1 episode. And we got no deuterium out of it either. Oh, we've altered course to investigate a distress signal, but something feels off. Sensors show an unidentified vessel closing in fast. It's an ambush. Mission outcome terrible. Yes. Actually, depending on the outcome here, it might be a lot better. So we're going to have B'Elanna's Klingon side here. Yeah, Knut and Harry Kim. They seem like a good team. And I think all of our like battle capable rooms are aboard.
What are your orders, Captain?
Okay. So let's focus on their shield generators. So far, the Kazon have not had any success at penetrating our upgraded shields.
Ability ready, Captain.
Very true. If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all, as Gig of Shadows says. So we're going to Harry Kim and Knut them. And as we pass them, let's again switch our attack to their engines.
Moving to attack the aft, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Enemy shields destroyed, Captain.
Okay. Yep, and they never got close to penetrating our shields. So the deuterium that we didn't get out of the shuttle, we now pull out of the Kazon, and we got some science points and morale. Okay, and we got even some more deuterium on top of that. So crisis averted, we're fine. Let me just make sure that we're eating. This is probably where we're gonna have to wrap up. They are eating normal food rations, and we've got plenty of that. I'm just double checking what we need to do. So we are on battery power, and I think that the way that we resolve that, let's turn off one of the engineering offices. I'd love to get into positive so that I'm just worried about we'll rejoin in progress next week, and I'll forget to deal with that. We could turn off one of the shield generators. But like we just saw how useful that is. We could turn off one of the cargo bays. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Not that one. Not that one. I start grouping the cargo bays so that I know what's each one based on like what section it's in. I don't want to do that one. I really want to turn off one of the duranium ones. And then we'll just have to remember to turn it back on. Nope, that's food again. Nope, we're not losing any of that. And then this cargo bay is also that. At least one of these cargo bays is given over to duranium. I apologize. I know that I checked these. That's fuel. Oops, sorry. That's fuel. There it is. Okay, so I guess the only trouble with this is that if I turn this off, for all of that, now if I turn it off, we're not going to be able to get up to the 140 that we wanted to do there. Here's what we'll do instead. I think that with our car, our hull as high up as it is, I think that what we're going to do is turn off the other engineering office. Yeah, and that way we'll be recharging the batteries. Let's just see exactly where we are. 4 cycles away. Yeah, we don't need it that much. So yeah, for the next episode, what we'll almost certainly do, and why don't we head over there right now? We're gonna head over there right now. Okay, we've researched the cure. Let's enter the ship. Captain, we've created the cure. It's time to see if it works on Denara. Oh, you're on a first-name basis now, Doctor? Dr. Pell. It doesn't matter. The treatment is ready. Before I can administer it, I'll have to deactivate the holobuffer. But don't worry, all your memories will be transferred. I trust you. The doctor carefully administers the cure into Denara's physical body. Within seconds, she stirs. Slowly, consciousness returns and a flood of memories washes over her. How do you feel? I'm back in my real body. Well, apart from the usual pain from the phage, I feel surprisingly good. A bit dizzy, perhaps, but it's strange, familiar, yet diminished. The dizziness is caused by your implant uploading your hologram memories. Now that the cure has worked, I should go. Thank you so much for your help, but actually, it would be wise for you to stay with us a while longer. I still need to observe whether the cure has taken full effect. I'm sure you've seen enough of me. I'm happy to leave. I'm not just telling you to stay because you're my patient. This is what I really look like. The cure didn't fix that. It's easier to hide behind smooth skin and a borrowed smile. Your appearance doesn't define you. You're still the same brilliant physician who argued with me over protein bonding protocols 3 hours ago. Easy for you to say. You get to look however you want. You're not trapped inside something people recoil from. Believe me, I understand more than you think. People only saw me as a tool, a program with a voice. Do you really see me? Yes, completely. I want to believe you. Then start by believing you deserve to be seen. Well, if I may, I'd like to stay a while longer, if that's all right, Captain Janeway. Of course, Dr. Pell. You're welcome to stay until your full recovery is confirmed. Okay, so it's going to be 6 days while we do that. Think for 1 second. We're doing okay on Duranium. I don't remember what is eating it. We built something. Is it... It could be the biolab? I thought that was eating food, though. What's the, Oh, it is! Yes, okay, it's food, duranium, and time is what's doing that. But we always want to have more bioneural gel packs, because that's one of our main upgrade processes. So, is there anything else? Well, we should research something. Hold on, here. I'm out of time for this episode, but we'll take a look. Again, I get researching their, like, being able to see remote resources, but it just feels like there's other things that are more important. I mean, being able to take less damage in asteroid fields seems better. Oh, and better quarters would be awesome. Can I afford this yet? This is 5 dilithium. Do we have a sense? All food rations additionally increase morale by +3. As we get more and more homesick, I think that this might be critical. Maximum hull integrity by 50. That also is kind of... You know what? delicious meals don't get you anything if you're eating in a vacuum. So we're going to do additional hull reinforcement too. We're locking it in. Okay. I think we just want to get to where we're going, and then we'll have to call it. The shuttle bay, 12 days until we have that. That's okay. We're going to be a few days in transit. And we're here. Okay, and this will be where we call it. So let's save it up. And we will call the episode here. Thank you guys so much for joining for this most recent episode of Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown, and we will catch you again in the next one.